Hi everybody, Army Pea here for eXplorminate.net, and welcome back to our Let's Try of Stars and Shadows. It's an early access game that we've been kicking in right now. As you can see here, we've expanded our territories from our last dismal failure of trying to reestablish and take out the slavers in the sector here. And unfortunately, due to their incredible might that they showed at as their planet defenses, our fleet was incapable of cracking it. Thus, landing troops was a bit of a difficulty. You can see here that I've got my 5 freighters, or I should say different freighters along with our fleets. And the intention here was to take them out and land our ground troops and show you off a little of the early access ground warfare. So what I've done is I've gone and I've increased the capacity of our current fleet, which my old one wasn't upgraded up to snuff. So you can see here on my heavy cruiser, I've upgraded them with different types of rail guns, which are really going to be exciting because the railgun system isn't affected by range in terms of it doesn't lose any power the further away it is from the target, which is just awesome. And we've upgraded our destroyer 2s. We've got reinforced bulkhead. Oh no, I changed out the reinforced bulkheads for deflector dish, which is essentially shields. I've also got lasers, and I've got a few nuclear missiles. And I've got the escort cruiser version 2. I know, incredibly entertaining and original concepts for my names. But what the escort's going to be doing is carrying tons of payload. And I've taken out some of the armor to give extra munitions. Added on a bit of shielding just for a little bit of defense, and those bad boys are going to be ready to fight. So we're going to take our second attempt to take out the slavers and show you guys a bit of the ground combat. In the meantime, you can see here I've expanded my borders, infilled a bit. Looks like we've only got one destroyer here. Or no, that's a capital ship. Oh, that's interesting. We haven't encountered that from the slavers before. So it's going to be something interesting in terms of fighting. So, and you can kind of take a look at the way that my galaxies kind of come together here. What we've done is we've done a lot of infill in the turns in between me recording. I've was able to capitalize on backfilling some of my. Oh, what's this? Oh, looky here. Looks like we've got an unknown scout ship going towards that same star system that I've got my scout heading off to. Up until this point, we have not encountered any of the AI factions, aside from the minor ones being pirates or slavers. So this is interesting. Hopefully we're going to get our contact with enemy factions for the very first time. Now, it should be noted that I played a couple games on easy, and I found that my the AI wasn't necessarily difficult per se in terms of their aggressiveness or whatnot, but their ability to build colony ships and expand very aggressively was apparent even on the easiest difficult setting. Now what happened since then is a couple patches have come out, smaller ones, and in the patch notes they didn't necessarily mention anything about enhancements when it comes to the AI, what bonuses perhaps they give, or toning down the easy difficulty level. But so just for the sake of showing off some of the features in this game, what I've done is I've played on the easy difficulty level, and in doing so I've noticed that they've been incredibly passive. So it's taken all the way to episode 5 for us to encounter them. So I'm kind of curious what they have to say, or what they have available to them, and how our relations and come to play. So it'll be a good episode to show you both ground combat, and hopefully we get a first contact with some of the alien AI. Now in the meantime here, I'm just going to click around, probably get a few of my tanks going. They're hover tanks now. They've been properly upgraded due to my tech being upgraded from tanks to hover tanks. You'll notice that they're going to be stronger. They have a stronger shield defense and attack defense. That'll be important for the upcoming invasion against that, against the slavers. So in the meantime, I think I'm just going to take a look at what my options are here. Okay, what do we got? Okay, so my fleet's en route. They should be in range shortly. And in doing so, we'll be prepared to start taking on the slave. Oh, whoa. Looky here. Several ships. What do we got? A colony ship, a transport. Wow. Okay, so the enemy AI, I shouldn't say enemy, they could be potential friends, but the AI seems to have popped out of its shell, and out of nowhere we've got several different fleets converging. Oh, a pirate attack? Okay, what do you want? Oh, looks like that we've discovered... Looks like that meeting point between us and the AI is actually inhabited by a pirate faction. Great. These guys seems to be way more abundant than the factions I should be facing, because unfortunately there's no diplomatic channels. It's just either leave them alone or destroy them. It looks like I'm going to have to auto-retreat back before the fleet gets there. It's too bad, because I wanted to make contact with the AI and show you guys a little bit of diplomacy. Oh, it's a shame. It's too bad. Alright. Our food looks good. Traders look good. Okay, our fleet's ready to go. Wow. Quite the assembled fleet. I'm going to take and separate my attack ships from the ships that, for my troop ships that are all going to be ready to go. And we're going to go on for the second invasion. And I don't think that the enemy AI, the slavers anyway, are going to be anywhere close to being able to stop my onslaught. Okay, my food looks like it's going to be a little down. We may have to adjust some of our population bases to focus a little bit more on food. I think it has to do mostly with, yeah, looks like my, I have to put some of my troops transports back onto the pool of my transport ships, who his entire job is basically to carry food from planets that have an abundance of it to planets that don't have any of them. Does it kind of behind the scenes, invisible. Oh, well, it looks like all the green ships here are taken off. That's interesting. Hopefully they took care of that pirate faction. Okay, what do we got here? Looks like we're ready to go. Yeah, light carrier, we're just going to go with that. Why not? Okay, now we're in the main battle. Looks like our newly upgraded fleets of heavy carriers, destroyers, and escort carriers are ready to face off against this unknown alien vessel called the capital ship. I have no idea what its capacity is. It's unknown to us. It's the very first time that we're going to be fighting with them. It doesn't look like my railguns have an infinite range. It just looks like once they're in range, they don't lose any ability to... they don't lose any of the distance. It doesn't deteriorate the damage. Okay, well, now that we're fighting up and close, our point defense system was right on track. Oh, it looks like they got point defense system as well. Well, I'm going to wear that down, unfortunately, because I've got so many ships that are capable of firing missiles that... Oh, wow, look at that damage that the railgun does. That's impressive. I like that railgun system. I really wish I had that a couple turns ago, or at least upgraded my old fleet to have it so that this one does as well. Alright, here we go. Rail system. Ooh, look at the damage. I don't even think this is going to last one more turn. No, it doesn't look like it. Point defense is gone from the alien capital ship. It doesn't look like there's much. That's it. Reactor gone. Have a nice day. Destroyed in orbit. Now this gives us a chance to see what we're up against in terms of planetary defenses. Let's see what they have to offer here. Alright. What is the you want there? Gremlack? Greemlack? Snake little jerks. I'm not interested in talking to you because you know what's coming. All I need to know is our fleet capable of taking down their main defenses? Let's see what we got. Alright. Now if you remember from last episode, the destruction of this planet's defenses did not go in our favor. Already you could see them. They're launching what appears to be nuclear missiles or nuclear bombs at some of my smaller destroyer versions too, which is exactly what we want. And although they don't have any point defense systems, hopefully the heavy carriers or heavy cruisers will be able to offset that and destroy some of them as they start to apply or approach. Looks like a second volley is going after our destroyers already. Come on. Oh, I almost hit my little destroyer. I wonder if my point defense system will get there in time. No, it doesn't look like it. And it looks like we're out of range. So it looks like those two destroyers are sacrificial lambs for the onslaught of the invasion of this planet. Okay. We're going to move up all of our targets. Unfortunately, our point defense isn't going to be able to save some of our smaller ships. Oh, there goes the laser on one of our destroyers, and a third volley is in the air already. Okay, I'm going to try to save this little destroyer by shooting my point defense. Does not look like it's effective. And the rail systems are just not capable of shooting some targets that are that small. Shame. Looks like that poor destroyer is going to be in the books as fighting valiantly. Oh, it's too bad. Point defense system in this game is definitely very important. Oh, there goes one of our destroyers. Okay, but we're close enough now that we can start the volley against the main planet. Start weakening down those systems. Oh, that rail system is bad boy news. Well, I get the funny feeling, and now our escort carrier version 2.0 is going to be launching a huge volley against the enemy ships. Looks like we lost another destroyer. Again, the point defense, and a third one is down. Boy, those volleys are just absolutely brutal. And oh wow, we've lost a total of 4 of our destroyers. They were lightly shielded. They had no point defense, so unfortunately against these volleys, unless they stay right next to the larger carriers, they were gone. But their sacrifice was not in vain, because now our heavy boys are going to be getting right in check, right against the planetary defenses, and we should be able to take them down without any issues. Okay, we're going to carry on and turn. Oh, right on, and the missiles just hit from, and that's it. We victory. So yeah, that huge volley of different types of destroyers was able to, or I guess the escort was able to do it. Okay, here's a planetary bombardment of Vega 3. So here is the ground mechanic. Now, what happens here is we don't have any troops in orbit that can invade, but you can see here that we've got a large, it shows us the planets, the civilian population base, because they're slavers. We've got 3 different races that are being slaves here. And it looks like they've got quite a bit of troops on the ground. So we have options, because we have nuclear bombs, to soften them up before the main invasion fleet comes. And our softening up is going to be in terms of bombardment. Now, in a previous game that I played, bombarding the planet killed some of the population base, and then everybody got upset in my entire civilization that I was bombing them. Doesn't seem. Oh, it looks like I've destroyed a ton of the infrastructure here. That's a bit of a change, because it doesn't look like I'm doing much against the troops themselves. So I'm going to take the transports. I got 6 transports with 6 brigades of hover tanks. Okay, we got 6 brigades. Looks like we're good to go. We're going to get them up in orbit. Make a few more of these hover tanks. This should be good for our, if we have to do any type of reserves. Okay, we take them and bring them there. And in a couple turns, we're going to be able to see just how bad they are. I'm already replacing our damaged or destroyed destroyer version 2s back to our fleet, so that's good. Okay, everything looks good here. Okay, we got Sargas 2 building a farm. That's good. I'm going to basically rush that, because I'm having a hard time feeding my population. You can see here in the upper left-hand corner, food has become a little bit scarce, so I'm going to have to readjust. I've been focusing so heavily on getting a fleet, I wasn't paying enough attention to making sure that our population was properly fed. And why not? We're going to do a couple escort destroyers, a couple heavy frigates, and a couple destroyers. Perfect. Okay, we're going to take it on to the next turn. What else we got? Looks like, turning fleet. Okay. So we're just going to quickly, what are we going to do? Rapid fire lasers? No, I don't think so. Ion beams maybe. Scanners? Yeah, we'll do scanners, sure. Why not? Okay, we're going to, our fleet's going to be there in time, so what we're going to do is we're going to enter back into the invasion screen. Oh, no, we're just going to skip a turn there. Okay. Looks like we're good to go. Oh, look at this. We've been in contact. Finally. Oh, look at this. The Arthurian Conference. Well, now this is the diplomacy screen. So we finally met up with an enemy AI that's part of this game. This is a major faction, the first one we've established with, and you can see some of the different options that we have. So they are a large insect earwig type looking guys that treasure science. You can tell that because they like our science achievements, and it gives us a 15 plus 15 approval rating. I think what we're going to do is establish a embassy, and that will give us information that we need to know. It requires 50 influence. You can see up in the upper bar here that it took away our influence, but because we have an embassy, we get +1 per turn now. So we're able to see how many planets they have, their population base. Some of the things that are a little unknown to us, but that's okay. It comes on later, I believe. But yeah, the whole diplomacy is a little light in this game, but you know, it's functional. You can talk with enemy AI. You can trade with them. You can create non-aggression pacts, I do believe. But for the most part, it's just, from what I've used it for thus far, it has just been to assess their entire strength and move forward. Okay, we're going to continue on, making sure that our planets are properly fed. Okay, it looks like my troops, my transports are in good shape. No one should be suffering too much anymore. Okay, it doesn't look like we got too much else going on here. Oh, it looks like another pirate fleet, but I'm not worried about them at the moment. They don't tend to leave. Okay, so most of their infrastructure has been exploded and destroyed, but I really do need to soften these bad boys up a little bit, so I'm going to bombard. Oh, that worked out really good. I was able to take down some of the troops. Excellent. Okay, they are ripe. Now we're going to show the invasion, which is, it's not a separate instanced location, simply just us showing what our forces is versus what their enemy forces is. The shields represent the strength of the actual battle. And it does look like, yeah, we lost one of the frigates. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, lost one of the tanks. So I'm going to take this transport, get them back into the pool, and we'll wait for next turn. That way we should have an abundance of transports, making sure that our planet is properly fed. Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm good to go for reinforcements if I do need them. Our second turn is good. Alright. Okay, we're going to bombard a little bit more. Oh, and take them down. Yeah, now Vega 3 is pretty much entirely ours. They're just a shamble of what they used to be. It doesn't look like we were able to hit any of the infrastructure in the last bombardment, which is good because we kind of want to have that in place when we decide to invade them in total. Okay, Vargas 2 again. Probably going to do, I don't want to do too much city planning because of the population. I won't be able to do that because of the food situation. And I do believe that the population cap on this planet is getting pretty close, so we don't want to, I don't even think we can overdo it. It does look like the actual button shaded out. So instead we'll just build a couple transports. Why not? Okay, well, looks like our food's in situation. Wow, we got a lot of planets. And our Gia planet's doing quite well. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take out one of those factories and make another farm. There's no point that, unfortunately, they don't really, the Gia planet is entirely used for, I like to specialize my planet, so that planet in particular is going to be used for nothing more than food and for beakers per turn by the excessive amount of population and the laboratories I have on it. Should be good to go. Everything here is lining up in terms of our production queue. Okay, here we go, and this should be it. This should be the end of Vega. Bombard again just to soften up. Ah, we did hit some of the infrastructure. That's okay. It's gonna be a brand new planet when I get my hands on it. And that's it. Ground combat on. Planet conquered. We did it. So we were able to destroy all of the ground combat, all the ground forces, and now it is ours. So we've got, look at this mix of different populations that we've got. Unfortunately, they're starving now, which is a bit of a shame because we blew up their entire infrastructure. So, oh, we'll have to deal with that. But you can see it's a huge mix of different populations. So I'm kind of curious how they'll take to that. In this episode, we did pretty good. We were able to conquer Vega 3 with our new upgraded fleets. We were able to show a little bit about the turn-based ground combat. One thing I like about it, it is turn-based, so it should be good to go. That means you can kind of interrupt fleets as they start to attack you in the game. As for that, we were able to show off the fact that we finally got involved in an enemy AI. We were able to start dialogue with him. In the future, I think what I'm going to do is just spend some time mopping up inside of our space and eliminating other threats. I don't want to have to deal with any more slavers or pirates or anybody of that nature. I think I'm just going to mop those up. And then the next episode will probably be entirely about the enemy AI and how the diplomacy kind of fleshes out in this early access of Stars and Shadows. So this has been Army P for eXplorminate.net. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace!